Welcome to today's men's mental health journal. So, how am I feeling today? Well, not the greatest, if I'm honest. Not like dreadful, like I'm in the depths of darkness, kind of bad, but certainly not feeling good. And also, you notice the washing, if you're watching this on video, the washing hanging up because my washing machine's broke again. But we don't get attached to getting angry with that because that creates a negative vibration. We just go back and say, the washing machine's broke again. When I say broke, it just means it doesn't dry properly, but it does wash. Even though they replaced it like a month ago. Anyway, enough about my washing machine, because I will go down that route otherwise. How am I feeling? Yeah, I'm not feeling amazing today. It's a Saturday, and I saw my parents today, which was great. Loved my parents, of course. Dad and I went for a bit of a walk, and then saw Mum, and that was great. I've been working on my new membership for my podcast. So I'm doing a membership for £20 a month for, if you're interested, by the way, just side note, I wasn't even going to say that. If you're interested in starting or growing a podcast, let me know, because I got a founder's opportunity that I finished making today until the 7th of Monday the 7th. I don't even promote stuff on this podcast. I just, but that was just something I was doing today. And yeah, because I love making podcasts. People ask me how to do it with my other popular show, but I started doing that, and that's going well. I can't post on social media yet because I have certain windows when I go on social media and don't. But yeah, it's like I went for a walk, had a bit of a nap. I think I'm really tired. Been eating fairly well. A bit of anxiety came up for me then. Just remembered something, and I just noticed how much thoughts are impacting. Well, thoughts, of course, impact emotion, and just like how suddenly a thought can come in and impact me. And I've realized the impact of thought is stronger than I thought. I was like, food makes a big difference and all sorts of things, but just even like thoughts, how much they impact your emotion is crazy. And it makes sense because they're like words and pictures. And that's what one of my mentors said. He said, my thoughts are just a mixture of concept words and pictures. And I'm really getting to learn that now. But I just had a thought tomorrow, for example, of I've got an event with Danny Morell on healing, ironically, which is meant to help you through your emotions. And I'm excited about that. But if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit anxious that probably won't, but like that someone in particular I know may show up to that, and I'm like, that'd make me, I don't know. If it is, it is, but yeah, just let's say it'll be a bit triggering being there. It was just a random thought that came up, if she's there. But yeah, anyway, that kind of came up, and then the kind of I'm feeling a bit down, and what I've been doing is allowing myself to feel a bit sad. I've been taking action, of course, and doing stuff, creating stuff. I got a conversation about sales position tomorrow. I think that'd be really good for me. But I think it's important for me to take action and not dwell on stuff, but also feel the emotions. But I sometimes feel like I went through a real depressive spell today, and I was lying on the sofa, just couldn't move. And I think for me, like just allowing that to, if I'm there all day, every day, and I'm like down, that's a problem. But if those feelings of depression come over me, just lying with it and sitting with it for me is just important to process. And I've got a very analytical plan sort of brain. So I'm like, all right, what can I do to mitigate this? What do I do? And like, I'm just like allowing myself to feel and be more. But so the brain's going like, oh, why do I feel so depressed all the time? And obviously that's a crap question, because then it's just gonna make you feel more depressed. But I could ask myself something like, in those states, what's going to make me feel amazing right now? But I feel like that's bypassing and suppressing the emotion. So what I find is I'm still figuring this out. I'm certainly not making this podcast because I know all the answers, because I don't. I'm sharing my mental health journey. Sometimes I'm sharing what's working, and I shared about my model yesterday, but there are still spells when I just sit in real sadness. I'm kind of going through a grief process as well, which sounds strange, but it's kind of like a big transition of things in my life. And yeah, if I'm really honest, right now, I'm really craving a drink, an alcoholic drink. And I'm not saying I'm giving up alcohol forever, ever. I might do, like I said, but just right now, I'm very emotionally vulnerable, very, very, very sensitive. And even like certain things people could say, like, I mean, I won't, like, if someone random in the street came up and called me an idiot and I don't like you, I'd be like, nah. But like, just sometimes I get, very sensitive, and I'm kind of in that space right now because I'm really emotionally going all over the place because of all the things I'm giving up, which are bad for me, and the dopamine hits and all that kind of thing. Still sad from weeks ago from it not working out with someone, like I said. And my brain's like, why aren't you over that? It was like a real short-term thing, and it wasn't and that kind of thing. And I'm just, the kind of thoughts about that keep going over in my mind. And then I'm like, I one thing I'll say I feel good about is I feel like I'm a lot more moving direction on purpose in like mission and what I'm doing. Exciting things are unraveling. There's just a part of me that wishes my finances would speed up and increase quickly, although I'm seeing opportunities coming left, right and centre, which is cool. Even my idea to do the membership. I'm not like 100,000 or even like 10,000 or anything like that in debt or something, but like, there's certainly some things a few things I'm paying back. But I'm feeling a lot more on purpose. I feel like even making these videos is helping me. But it doesn't mean I don't go through those depressive spells. I'd like to go to a place where I didn't have any, but I don't think that's ever. I don't know if that's ever going to be possible because maybe it's just a part of me. And I sometimes prefer the depressive spells to the anxiety because the anxiety can be unbearable sometimes. It's funny. It's just, when you give up stuff and you sit with yourself, I find myself trying to do anything to distract me. And one of the things I used to do a lot was go to the shop and just buy food or whatever. And that would obviously impact my finances because I overspent on things all the time. And I was thinking about this and I was thinking, man, if I was just, like, God, I got all these kind of like dopamine hits and things I'm looking for. And then I was thinking, am I alone in this? I don't think I am. Because and this is absolutely no judgment to any human being at all, because I've certainly been there. I've got these addictive tendencies in the past, and now I'm still pulling away from some, things like social media scrolling, big heavy sessions drinking, and all these kind of things. And I walk past and like everyone's drinking, like outside where I am, like everyone's drinking the bars and stuff. I have a good time and good for them. But I think some people, from my feel, this is what I sense, some people can go out and enjoy a drink, maybe a couple, maybe a few, and no more than a few, and have a good time. Some people just like to get smashed, get away from their worries and things like that. And that's certainly been me. But I was thinking, like, if you take away so many of these addictions that we've got or habits in life, like most of us would struggle. And that's what I've done to myself. I've like taken away alcohol temporarily, at least, maybe permanently. And I'm not, I don't want to sit here and say, I've given it up, I don't drink for the rest of my life. I just want to see how it's going. And I know it's not the right time to drink alcohol now. I've reduced my social media. I completely cut off from the person went on a couple of dates with, like never talked to her since I made that decision. And then what else have I done? And there's a couple of other things I've cut off as well in my life. And it's just like quite a lot to emotionally process. And it takes me through the emotions, put it that way. I was doing some breath work earlier. Breath work's probably the best tool for me right now, as it always has been. But yeah, gonna make my other podcast now and then start scheduling them for next week. So should be good. But yeah, the main message from me today is I guess I felt really down. Interesting how I feel at the Danny event. I'm very nervous about him bringing up dating and relationships as well, because I'm very sensitive right now to it all. Kind of got the story of I'm always going to be alone in my head that I need to work through. It's like a little bit, yeah, and he covers that a lot, so I'm a bit nervous about his thing, and then obviously someone else showing up to it. But yeah, and then like generally in life, I'm just there's a little bit of hopelessness at the moment. Like I'm going to continue living a life, but I'm not living life. I don't feel right now. So in some points, like yeah, I got exciting sales opportunity. Yeah, I'm launching my membership. But I'd love to absolutely wake up the majority of my days really excited about my life. And I feel I'm going to look back on this video and my other videos and say, wow, I made it. I did it. And it's not meeting an outcome, but it's getting to that feeling. But right now, I feel like I'm kind of just living. And I want to really, it's not living. I don't feel like I'm living. I feel like I'm surviving. And I want to really live. And one thing I have got in place is a great conversation with an amazing human being, one of my very successful business owner, entrepreneurial master coach friends who I've met recently, who's helping me out next week. Yeah. And it's also feeling a bit sad because it's a Saturday, and Saturdays have always been an association for me of either playing football and then going to the pub, or just doing like things in the day, going out with the lads and drinking, and I don't do that anymore. At least I'm not hungover right now. That's one good thing. No judgment to anyone who is, because I get hungover for like 4 days after I drink. But yeah, it's uncomfortable living alone, being by your own on a Saturday. You know, I've got friends I could contact who like a drink. Got friends who I've got social stuff in the week. I've got friends over the world who live in a similar sort of path and similar space to me. But yeah, you need people in person. So yeah, I guess I'm just working things out. I'll leave it there. Thank you for listening.